Turn off the camera more coming forward. So the beginning is 5:46. I think that is 5 hours and 46 minutes on current settings, and I'll try to watch that. It only flickers briefly though, so I'm gonna try to do less thinking on camera, I think, in terms of stuff. My main choices here are Irma Prunes. Barkentine could run up to the pool of carp, but that's a long walk now, so I'm going to hold off on that. Prune Squaller Alfred is not in the game. Flay is a long way from the armory, from the ceremonial axe, even though that's close to the armory. If I had a special move card, I might be doing that. But I think my best chance is to use the flattery, which I'm all set up for, except I don't know where the great dining room is. It's not the great hall, I think. I think there's a dining room. Let me check that sheet again. Just to make sure. There's a great dining room in here. Okay. It's separate. So I'm hoping that actually exists, seeing as somebody printed that out. So in order to do this, well, I want to keep the theft. That's a really useful card if I can hold on to it. However, I've got a lot of cards here, so I don't know. Double cross, less useful. Long search, less useful. We'll take 2 moves from the long search. I gotta check all these things. I did check it already, but I own Irma, so I can move her too. 1, 2 to there. I want to get things near the armory. That might help me move Flay. Let's move another 2-point move and use the first one there. And I find the cool room. It's like the cool game. A wonderful means that we used to have, and there's a blank in there, of determining what to play next. Well, I got one more move. I'm in the cool room. I'll go into here, hope that I get lucky. I find the Chamber of Ritual. It's allowed to go into here because of that. And there's another chip. And Alfred Prune Squaller is here. Let's find him. Hey, she found her brother. Okay. I still got a card there, and Prune Squaller just showed up. That's interesting, because he wants to take the pony to the Tower of Flints. Well, that's a nice setup. But here's the problem. I would really like to get more cards. I have 4, 5. I'll only be drawing 2. Do I need the theft? I don't know. There are only 2 more locations. One of them's got to be the right place. What am I going to do with Irma if I play that card? I think I'm going to hold and just draw 2 purple. There's a good argument to cashing in and getting 3 more victory points at this point. And I may regret this badly. I'm going to switch characters, which means, or players, which means, let me just see if there's any interrupts here. I don't see any, but sometimes they might not be clear. Which, you know, I'm going to take the time to think off camera a little bit, because we don't want this going another video beyond this one. Is you can set up so that you can be trying to set up to win the game hitting with 2 characters at once, so you don't look like you have a lot of victory points and people start stomping on you. I'm actually in such a position here where Lady Groan is holding the letter in my control and wants to go to the pavilions, which is quite far away. So maybe I'm better off leaving her lying around. This is kind of the hard call. I could work real hard and score her points. Or I could try to work for Clarice and Cora to get the Ravens, and then they have to go to Angel's Buttress, which I don't know where it is. It's way over here. The problem is I have no special movement cards, really. But I do have extra movement for nobles. I think I'm going to score my points instead because, you know, the bird in the hand thing. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves to get there. Well, here's 3. That means I need 3 more. I have a couple of these, so I'm going to play this, and I think this. I don't need the plot cards is the problem, and I might be able to do something cool with moving an uncontrolled character, like, say, the twins. Alright, I'll play this. That gets me 4 moves, 1, 2, 3 to the pavilion. I will score this indiscretion card. I've got it fully loaded, so I get 3 points for it, and that puts me to 6. Very clearly in range of winning. Scoring 1 more card will do. And I've got an extra move. I'll duck down into the silent hall. And actually I could pick something up, but I don't want to pick something up. I want to make her hard to use because I know what I'm going to be doing is this. So I'll take 3 purple cards. Yellow has something decent set up here. Unfortunately, I've got all these damn rituals, which are eating up my card. I have fuchsia in the nursery with the letter. Well, I don't own fuchsia yet. Nobody does. I don't have any cards that let me move uncontrolled or whatever. I could steal the letter, which Lady Groan is carrying around. But then I won't be able to take control. Well, I won't be able to move fuchsia is the problem. So I think, and I like my other cards too, I think I'm going to have to play the ritual game and fire one off. And I get number 18. Feast of the Dead Horseman. All players get an action card. That could help. This complicated pattern in my head. I drew something useful. Choose a servant to gain movement, but that takes me away from Fuchsia. She's noble. She can't do that. And then it brings me down to, well, what about Slag? Flay has a hard time. The antique sword is not in anybody's hands. So I would have to go grab it, and it's a long way away. There's a wall there, so that's not going to help either. He's a real long way away. There's no marble, which I have the secret passage for. So that means kind of playing with Slag and Barkentine. I own Barkentine. So I have 2 movement cards, each of 3. I could do this. 1, 2, I don't know what. But I could drop the bright carving for Slag to pick up. She's the one who has to bring it to there. Pulling another ritual probably, might cause me problems. I have a way to score my points. Again, I think I want to do it rather than try to set something up. Yes, Fuchsia can thief the card and move into the nursery very easily. But actually, she doesn't have to thief it, does she? Yeah, she does. But I have to get control of her. So I would have to play... Here's the problem. I would have to play a hoodwink to move her. Ugh. Nanny Slag's not going to be able to move far enough. Here's why. So if I drop the thing, I got to pick something up. That costs me 1, 2, 3. I can't get there with her. Shit. I'm close. I'm real close. Now, with Lady Fuchsia, I could grab her with a card. That gets control of her. I could thief, but then I don't have the movement to get in there. Do we do another ritual, or do I move? Yeah, I don't want to use the thief card. I don't want to do that. Let's fire off another ritual and see if that helps. At least it's getting rid of crap from my hand. And yeah, I know I wasn't planning on chattering through these things. It's very hard for me not to. Ritual of the Iron Cupboard. One noble goes to the armory. Well, let's move Lady Groan there. Now, red could cancel this. What is her feeling? She doesn't care. So yeah. And obviously these aren't face up, these interrupts. That's just to help me remember. Well, that didn't give me any cards. I can't score anything. I'm at 6 cards. I need to get rid of some. I'm going to choose a servant to gain 3 movement, and I'm going to fire Barkentine off 1. I will drop his piece of shit. I'm going to pick up the pony, so it's not obvious that I'm just dropping something that Slag wants. So that's 2, and 3 to the museum. That puts him on purple, which I actually have a movement card for. That gets me to 5 cards. Now here's the problem. I need another chit. I'm going to play this. I want to use up my cards so that I get a better draw. To grab 2 on Lady Fuchsia, and this is the homemade counter, I guess. It's not too bad a job. I want nothing but purples, because I got the cards I need to win the game. Unfortunately, for the next player, his only card is Flay Silent Hall's Mice. So he's kind of got to go for that. I've got something that would have allowed him to move 3 pieces uncontrolled. He's not controlled right now, I don't think. Or I do think, which means I could start him on his way. But I also have moved from a stone board square to another stone board square. He's in a stone, and where he's going is right next to a stone. I don't remember where he's going. Silent Halls. Where the hell are they? Over here, there's a stone here in the pavilion. But more than that, he needs the mice, which is next to the cool room. So I'm going to have to grab that. Giving a noble lots of movement doesn't really help me right now. Unblocking a position doesn't give me much. Woodboard to woodboard. Hold on. If I go to the mouse, I can go up to the Hall of Bright Characters. Yeah, I can jump all over the place. So I am going to play this to drop a pip on Flay. Flay is going to play the Chaotic Paths to jump him to the cool room. Now I need 2 movement. I got 2 movement here. 1, 2. I pick up those mice. What the hell am I doing with mice? Ah, yes, for the owl. Okay, makes sense. Okay, now I go wood to wood. Shit, I'm gonna have to eat a... This is a really powerful card as we're getting close to the end, where there's people who well, there's one person who has 6 victory points. That person could win at any point. So if he starts to put influence, or she, whatever, starts to put influence on a character, this would be great to stop them from winning, but I need to feather my own nest as well. So what was I doing? I'm in a wood. I play wood to wood. To the Hall of Bright Carving, was it? Where am I going? The Silent Halls. I go to the schoolroom. And then I play this for 3 movement. 1, 2. Because that's all I got. Okay. Then I can turn this card in and get my 3 victory points. That puts me to 7, which is kind of an interesting position. Everybody else is at 6. What this means is if there are 2 characters right next to victory condition spaces on red cards, I can just use, maybe they're just sitting on them. I can just win the game that way. So I'm going to draw a red card. Prune Squalor in the cool room with the Wicked Cleaver. Well, where is Mr. Prune Squalor? He's not far from the cool room, so that's a possible victory point that's pretty easy. I need to draw another one. Barkentine Chamber of Ritual. Haven't been there, so I'm not sure if it exists or not. Like, there are a couple. I don't think it does. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Chamber of Ritual with a lantern. Okay. Yeah, Prune Squalor is there. Can I swap the names? Well, Prune Squalor is close to the cool room. That's this. 1 uncontrolled character gains 3. That could get me a victory point as it stands. Barkentine Chamber of Ritual. That's a little far. I think I need a purple card, and I'm going to have to reshuffle the deck in order to get one. That card is very, very powerful. I've got to take an artifact from a player. If the Wicked Cleaver ends up in somebody's hands, this green player basically has the win set up for him. It's a little harder with Barkentine because I've got to go too far. My movement isn't far enough to do that. It's also trouble. No, it also doesn't work because I need control of the character to get things into their hands. So I don't have enough cards to win the game unless something magical happens. I can move Prune Squalor into the cool room and grab a victory point, but again. Alright, I gotta swap batteries. We're at the top. You'll notice is this guy's got 8 cards. Normally you can't hold the end more than 7 cards, but that's at the end of the turn. So I got an extra draw, which gives me some more play at this point. Now, this guy needs to get 6 victory points. He's worried because there's 2 people who are above 6 at this point, or at 6 or higher. So they could win on this card play. So it's worth really trying to think. I've got some nice things here. Not so much this one. Prune Squalor, Tower of Flint's pony. Let's find Mr. Prune Squalor, or Dr. Prune Squalor. He's here. He's close to the Tower of Flint's. I have a theft, and there's a pony in Barkentine's hands. This is why one reason you might not want to steal things. Okay, so I could score that one. If I can get a control card and 2 movement. Prune Squalor himself is not uncontrolled. So I've got this with this. And the 1 movement, right? No, I need the movement. So here's the problem. I need the movement to get this to work. On the other hand, let's see what else we have. We have Irma Prune Squalor, Great Dining Room, Cats. She's walking around with the cats, needs to get to the Great Dining Room. And here's where the problem comes. I need to play a card to get control of Prune Squalor, thief the pony, which I think someone needs, so I probably want to do that first. And then, well, I don't have to do it in that order. I could play this for my movement. It's a 3 move. It gets Prune Squalor to the Tower of Flints for 3 move. He's uncontrolled. I can do that. Then I have to take control of him. Then I have to thief the card. That still leaves me with a card that his sister should be able to find the location that she needs to get to. So I think I've got the win here set up, assuming that the Great Dining Hall is in there. So let's see what we got here. First, I have to move Prune Squalor to the Tower of Flints. That's where he's heading. Then I have to take control of Prune Squalor. Rah-rah. That was this one. That gets me 2 chips on him. Don't know if you can remove chips to place them, which is kind of an interesting thing. Let me see. They can come off someone that you've placed already, yeah. Then I have to thief. Let's see. Nobody's got an interrupt face up that does this. I have to thief the pony from Barkentine. And I cash my card in for 3. Now there's nothing that stops me from cashing in a second card. Okay. Which means we use 2 movement on Irma and move her into here. And she finds the Great Dining Hall. We draw something. It is the Ritual Knife. Good. At this point, I can say yes. I have the cats with her. I'm good. And that's 3 more victory points. That takes it to 9. It's game over. Other people don't get a turn to catch up or anything like that. As you can see, you know, it's kind of like a route building type game in terms of the amount of complexity that you have to figure out. I know some people call it pick up and deliver. I wouldn't say it's that because there's just too much weirdness going on. But there's this convoluted, put together your puzzle right now to see what you can do, you know. And to some extent, I think the best thing you can do is set yourself up so that you can take... Those are the wrong color. So that you can take control, you know, have yourself at 3 victory points and set yourself up so that you can take the victory with a double move, kind of like this was. Yeah, make sure you have a good hand, etc. I think that's probably the easiest way, because if you've moved to one of these positions, other people are going to be looking at you and saying, huh, they're probably set up very close to winning. I better do something about them. And there are things you can do, even if it's just, you know, you might be wasting a card in terms of your own health, but push something forward. Well, I guess that's about it. It is what it is. All right. I'll come back with a review in a little bit.